Now the Galaxy S24 Ultra has been launched. It's high time that we do a titanic showdown between the age-old rivals. Yes, I'm talking about the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. And this year, things are closer than ever. So let's find out which one actually comes on top. Last year, when Apple moved away from stainless steel to titanium, it brought forth some tangible benefits to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. It reduced its weight dramatically and changed the in-hand feel also quite significantly. But its approach was very subtle. Some would say it was slightly boring. Now that Samsung has switched over to titanium, the Galaxy S24 Ultra feels substantial, luxurious, but it hasn't lost a lot of weight. In fact, the S24 Ultra remains one of the heaviest smartphones out there. But still, its approach feels much better because you also get a bunch of nice, unique colors. Additionally, on the front, now the screen has a flat panel, which is a big change because Samsung always used curved panels, and the bezels for the first time are fully symmetrical like an iPhone. So visually, it looks different.
While the iPhone has been a luminary in display brightness, the Galaxy S24 Ultra has now taken the crown with its 2600 nits of brightness, anti-glare coating, and Gorilla Glass armor, which we have thoroughly tested. It is the best display out there. It's smooth, glare-free, strong, and bright. The iPhone maintains a slight lead in performance with the A17 Pro chip. However, Samsung is closing the gap with its Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 processor. The iPhone excels in gaming, but Samsung's promise of AAA games could change the game.
Now for content creators, the iPhone will always remain the king. That's because of Apple's ecosystem, the type of apps and tools you can get. Also the highly optimized chip, which is great for video editing. This phone takes great video as well. But the S24 Ultra also has a feature called DeX, which can basically transform your phone into a desktop by just connecting it with a cable. And that's a feature the iPhone misses out on. Why, Apple? Now, iOS is legendary for its curated experience. It's simple, intuitive, and secure, and the App Store is a home to millions of apps, and some of those apps are not available on Android. And then with Apple's products, they work really well with each other. It's a great ecosystem. But on the other hand, the Galaxy S24 Ultra adds a lot of generative AI fairy dust with One UI 6.1, and it's a very fast and smooth experience also. This is the fastest and smoothest Samsung phone I've ever tested, and it is right up there with the Google Pixels and OnePluses of this world. So that is also a great experience, but it has these generative AI features which steal the show, and Apple is yet to respond, but that may change later this year. While that may change, but we don't talk in terms of ifs and buts. The fact of the matter is there are no generative AI features on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and you can do some really cool stuff with the S24 Ultra. For example, live translate. When you are abroad and you want to talk to a person in their native language, this phone can do it. This phone can't do it, and this phone can do it on device, so you don't need a connection to the internet. So there are lots of features like for editing photos and what all.
In the camera department, it's a tight race. The Galaxy S24 Ultra impresses with its daylight shots and innovative AI features, while the iPhone dominates mobile video and low-light photography. Apple is still the master of video. Period. It adds things like log video support, which allows video editors to color grade the content. In fact, Apple is so gung-ho about this that it shot the MacBook Pro event using the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Samsung's strength lies in zooming and its generative AI features, which also help out its portrait mode. Both phones offer exceptional battery life. If you're not a heavy user, then these phones will last more than a day on a single charge. But the S24 Ultra edges out the iPhone with faster charging and reverse wireless power share, a feature iPhone users miss out on.
We have been doing this tango between a Galaxy S and the iPhone for a decade and a half, and it has never been as close as this time around between the S24 Ultra and the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This kind of reminds me of that India-Pakistan match from a couple of years ago in the T20 World Cup. So, absolute nail-biting finish, but the S24 Ultra scores a narrow victory out here thanks to its smooth software, powerful performance, and generative AI capabilities. But the iPhone is not far behind, and iOS 18 could be adding some generative AI-laden fairy dust in it as well, and that would close the gap again. But we can keep doing this tango. For now, this one is the victor.